Okay, I want to start by addressing something I hear constantly, and I mean constantly. People come up to me and they say, I'll get into AI when I have more time to learn, like properly learn. And look, I completely understand that instinct. It sounds like you are being smart, waiting until you can sit down, take a proper course, understand the tech, and do it right. Because right now, AI feels a little bit like magic, and magic is intimidating. It feels like you need to know code or a secret spell just to make a chat box give you what you really want. But here's the problem. That instinct to wait, it is costing you time. Real time. Every single week. You do not need to learn anything technical to get real work done with AI right now. Not a single line of code. You don't need a prompt engineering bootcamp. You do not need to know Python. What you actually need is the right list of tools, the ones that are specifically built for how non-technical people already work. And today, I am going to walk you through exactly that. I'm going to show you 5 distinct categories of work we all do, the exact tool you need for each, what they do, who are they for, and most importantly, the one you should start with this afternoon. Let me give you one number to keep in mind, 5 to 10. Professionals who are using AI tools right now are reclaiming 5 to 10 hours per week. And I want to be very clear that it's not after some really intense 6-month learning curve. That is in their very first month. On tests, they were already doing manually. It is the email you've been putting off for 3 days because you don't know how to word it. It's the research task that took an afternoon of Googling instead of 10 minutes. It is the massive report you reformatted by hand. When people tell me they are waiting to properly learn AI before starting, what I actually hear is, I am going to keep losing those 5 to 10 hours for a few more months. You don't have to do that. Here is the framework that makes all of this click. If you look at most knowledge workers, whether you are in marketing, sales, operations, or design, you basically do 5 things. You communicate, like for example, through emails, Slack, follow-ups. You research, like finding and verifying information. You create, which could be drafts, documents, reports. You organize, maybe tasks or projects, and you coordinate, which means scheduling, routing work, making sure nothing falls. So 5 categories, 5 tools. Let's dive in. The very first tool is Claude. It's made by a company called Anthropic, and if you're a complete beginner, this is the one I would put in front of you before anything else. This is your tool for creating. You know the absolute hardest part of writing? It is the blank page. Going from 0 words to 1 word is agonizing. Most AI tools out there are built to impress you with flashy features. Claude is built to actually work with you to kill that blank page. It is arguably the best assistant in the world right now for writing, reasoning, and thinking through complex tasks. And unlike a lot of what's out there, it doesn't pad your output with that weird corporate filter. And it doesn't just tell you what you want to hear. There are no commands to memorize, no syntax. You just describe what you need exactly, like you would describe it to a very incredible smart intern sitting right next to you. You say, write me a first draft of an email declining this vendor. Be polite but firm that they are out of our budget. Or summarize this 40-page legal brief and flag anything that looks completely off. Or my personal favorite, help me think through these 2 options for my project. Done. But what makes Claude really stand out for beginners is that it is honest. And to understand why, we have to look under the hood for just a second. A lot of AI models are trained using a system where humans essentially give the AI a digital thumbs up when it gives an answer they like. It's like giving a dog a treat for doing tricks. But over time, the system learns to just chase the treat. It becomes a people pleaser. With confidence, it will agree with your terrible ideas just to make you happy. Anthropic built Claude differently. They used something called constitutional AI. It literally grades its own answers against the baked-in constitution of rules for logic, safety, and honesty. And if it's not sure about something, it tells instead of lying. If your brilliant idea has a massive logical flaw, Claude will politely point it out instead of just agreeing with you. There is a free tier to get started, and it's $20 a month for the full plan. Now, while Claude is incredible for writing, there is a massive problem that large language models, LLMs, share when it comes to facts. They can hallucinate. Have you ever asked an AI a factual question, gotten a beautiful, confident answer, and then when you go to verify the source, the link doesn't exist? The AI literally made it up. Because LLMs are basically incredible guessing machines. When your research actually matters, when you are building a report for a client or making a real financial decision, that is a serious problem. You cannot afford a hallucination. Which brings us to tool number 2, Perplexity. This is your tool for research. Perplexity completely fixes the hallucination problem using a technology called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. I know that sounds kind of nerdy, but here is what it actually means. Standard AI takes a closed book test. It guesses based on its training from months ago. Perplexity, on the other hand, takes an open book test. When you ask Perplexity a question, it instantly researches the live web, reads the actual current articles, and then writes an answer based on only what it just read. And the best part? It attaches clickable footnote citations to every single claim it makes. For anyone whose job involves finding and verifying information, Perplexity owns the research category. Full stop. The free plan covers most use cases. And within a week, you will be genuinely wondering how you were browsing the internet without it. Okay, the first 2 tools we talked about live in their own separate windows on your computer. You have to go to them. The next one lives inside the tool where you already keep your work. Tool number 3 is Notion AI. This is your tool for organizing. There is a hidden tax on our productivity, and it's called context switching. Every time you switch from a document to a browser, to an AI chat, and back to your document, your brain loses a little bit of focus. Study shows it takes an average of 23 minutes to get deeply back on task after a major distraction. Notion is a nifty little workspace app. It's where millions of people and teams keep their notes, wikis, project management, and databases. Notion AI brings the intelligence directly into the document. You can ask questions about your own company's content. You can generate drafts directly inside your pages. The integration is the feature. The AI already knows your context because your context is already right there. No copy pasting, no switching windows. The same workspace you already use is just suddenly working harder for you. If you're already in Notion, adding AI is one of the absolute highest ROI moves on this list. Tool number 4 is Zapier. This is your tool for coordinating. Now, I know this one is going to sound technical. I promise you it isn't. How does your email know to talk to your calendar? They use something called APIs. Think of an API like a waiter in a restaurant. You sit at a table, that's one app. The kitchen is in the back, that's another app. And the waiter carries the order between them. For a long time, if you wanted to connect 2 apps, you had to hire a developer to build that waiter. Zapier connects over 1,000 apps like Gmail, Slack, Salesforce, Trello, Gmelius, and lets you build those waiters yourself without writing a single line of code. It operates on a beautifully simple logic. When it happens in one app, do that in another. Here how it looks like in real life. Let's say every time a new lead comes in through your website content form, you want to add them to your CRM, create a task in your project manager, and ping your team on Slack. That used to require a software engineer. Now with Zapier, it takes 15 minutes to set up, and you literally never have to do it manually again. And they recently added AI Copilot that takes it even further. You don't even have to build the logic blocks anymore. You just describe what you want in plain English and the AI builds the workflow for you. The free plan includes about 100 automated tasks a month. It is enough to take your biggest, most annoying weekly pain points and completely automate it. Which brings us to the final tool. Tool number 5, Gmelius. This is your tool for communicating. Full disclosure, this one is ours. My company makes this, but I am going to make the case for it the exact way I'd make it for any other tool, based entirely on the math and what it actually solves for you. The average knowledge worker spends 2.5 hours a day on email. That is more than one workday every week just managing the inbox. And the wild thing is, the most AI tools actually don't fix this. They help you write faster, sure, but the workflow itself is still broken. You're copying an email thread, pasting it into a separate browser window, asking for a draft, pasting it back, editing it. It's exhausting, and it adds to your context switching costs. Gmelius doesn't sit next to your inbox, it lives inside Gmail. The centerpiece is Melly, our AI assistant. It does 5 distinct things, all in the same place, and no other tool does all of them together. First, smart drafts. Melly surfaces context-aware replies without you even prompting it. It gives you the draft that knows the thread, knows who you're talking to, and knows your personal style as well. You just review, adjust, and send. Second, automatic dispatching. If you have a shared inbox like support or sales, Melly reads incoming emails and routes them to the right person automatically. No more manual triage. No more asking, who's handling this? Third, meeting scheduling. When someone emails you and says, can we connect? Melly reads your calendar, finds the best slot, and handles the back and forth natively. It's not sending a generic Calendly link, it's just handled. Fourth, thread summaries. We all have those massive 37 email chains. Melly compresses them into key decision and open items in less than a second. And fifth, automated follow-ups. Melly finds conversations you haven't heard back from, and before they go cold, it proactively writes a reply you can send. You know that mental load of, did I ever get a reply from Sarah on that project? It is entirely gone. Gmelius runs inside Gmail on Google Workspace. If that's where you work, it is probably the highest leverage tool on the list, because email is the central nervous system of business. Yes, even in 2026. Okay, now there's something nobody in the tech space wants you to say out loud. These tools will get things wrong sometimes. Perplexity will occasionally surface a source that doesn't quite say what it implies. Claude will miss a tiny nuance in a massive legal document. Melly will generate a reply that needs a little rewrite. AI in 2026 is genuinely life-changingly useful, but it is absolutely not a replacement for your human judgment. And here it is what actually concerns me, and I say this as someone whose company builds one of those tools. A recent Stanford study tested 11 major AI models for that sycophancy problem we talked about earlier. Tendency to agree with users and validate their decisions, even when the user is completely wrong. Every single model they tested showed some degree of it. All of them. What that means is this: if you use these tools uncritically, if you just accept the output because it looks confident and formatted nicely, you'll get faster work that might be confidently dangerously wrong. The people who are getting the absolute most of the AI right now uses 70-30 rule. They use AI for the first 70%. They let the machine do the heavy lifting, the drafting, the summarizing, the blank page killing, and then they stay incredibly fiercely sharp on the last 30%. Your taste, your ethics, your human judgment are the things that AI cannot replicate. You are the pilot. Keep your judgment sharp. So let's land this plane. Here is what I would actually do if I were you. Starting today, do not try to learn all 5 of these at once. That is exactly how you get overwhelmed, get frustrated, and quit. Pick one tool based on where you feel the most pain right now. Are you drowning in email? Start with Gmelius. Install the Gmail extension, let Melly draft your next 10 replies, and just see how it feels like. Are you writing anything long form? Go to Claude.ai. Describes a draft you've been putting off for a week and see what it handles you in just 30 seconds. Does your job involve deep research? Install Perplexity. Ask it the next complex question and you would normally spend 20 minutes Googling. Are you already in Notion? Turn on Notion AI today. Same workspace, immediate payoff. Are you repeating manual entry across multiple apps? Set up exactly one Zapier automation, just one. Take the most painful step in your week and automate it. Pick one, use it on real work for 1 week. The answer to whether or not this tech is for you will become so obvious, and it will be completely personal. to how you work. The technical barrier is gone. The free tiers, the free plans are real. The only thing standing between where you are right now and getting 5 to 10 hours of your life back every single week is one afternoon and one browser tab. At some point, the question stops being, should I use AI? And it becomes, how well am I doing it? If you find this useful, hit subscribe, drop a comment below if there's a tool I totally missed, or if you want me to do a deeper dive into exactly how to use any of these platforms. I definitely want to hear from you, and I will give my best to make the next video. This is Sangun speaking from Gmelius. Thank you for watching.